Hello. How is everyone doing? I hope you're fine. Today we're talking about the Father Christmas. First of all, I just want to thank you all for reading this with me. I love that most people read it a chapter a day so we could talk about it every single day, and it has been the most wonderful experience for me. And I do think that definitely heightened my love for the book because I love the experience so much. So thank you for joining for the last book of the year. Hello, Stephanie. How you're doing? Hello, Josephine. Charlie is currently chasing the hubby around because he took his sock. Well, that's fair. That's fair. You cannot let your sock be taken. Hello. Thanks for the reminder. Very appreciated. To be fair, I got a reminder today that I indeed had a live show today at 7 because otherwise I would have been late again for one of my own live shows. So, hello Kate, how you're doing? Adjusting the volume so I can hear you over my hubby's movie. Well, if the rest also thinks I'm low volume, I can adjust to you if that helps. Hello, Lena. How did you do? I was slacking with the daily reading in the end, but it was so much fun to read with y'all. Yeah, I love that bit. The guessing, is he's gonna be Father Christmas or not? Is he's, what happened every day, talking about it every day, you know, sharing the urge to bake cookies with you every day, drinking hot chocolate together. That's what made this book for me. So do grab a hot beverage if you haven't already. Grab yourself a snack because I'm pretty sure we all had a good time. So this should be a good live show. I love this book and the idea of a chapter a day. It was hard. Yeah, that was true. It was so hard to just read a chapter a day sometimes because I really wanted to continue. I had never done an Advent book before, and oh boy, did I enjoy the process. I have to be honest, if I would not read this with all of you, I would have read multiple chapters a day because I couldn't, then, I couldn't stop and I would not be held accountable by reading, pre-reading basically. Hello, Eka, how you doing? Just got home in time for the live show. Nice, very well done. Get yourself a beverage, a snack. If you haven't already, you earn it. I'm good, thanks. Ordered a KFC and it arrived just as the live show started. That is great timing, Kate. Very well planned out. Well done. It will be a one-day read if we weren't doing this together. Yeah, right? Like, some chapters were there and I was like, I really don't want to stop right now. Like, I don't care. But, I was being held accountable. But then I did lose the book. And couldn't read for a couple of days. But otherwise, I did really, really enjoy reading a chapter a day. Perfect time, yeah. I think this was a perfect sort of advent calendar where you can just, I don't know, it's not opening a present every day, but it did give me more structure and sort of a ritual every day. Reading this, grabbing myself hot chocolate or a snack, because I know that, when I was halfway the chapter, I would want that every single time. We'll grab a hot drink. So sorry I missed the reading along with everyone. Someone was just like, it's fine. It's absolutely fine. Stuff happens, life happens. Don't worry about it. I am proud of us for not reading ahead. Right? Me too, Natalie. I could not have done it without you all. And I did really like that the chapter heading got more decorated every single chapter. That is a detail that I can just enjoy so much. That the chapter heading was just changing every day. And then I'm pretty sure it's the chapter, with the reindeer. That was actually, yeah, that had a reindeer on top. So that was great. I excited to start the first page, and folks are also in a book club. Read the Beautiful Creatures. Yeah, we're going to read Beautiful Creatures at the end of the year because the second book comes out at the end of the year, so then we can continue the series. I am very excited about Foxheart. Still need to order it though. But that is the next book club book in case people didn't know yet. Hello, Larissa. How you doing? And that was so pretty in the end. All the dragons with decoration with there. Yeah, I like that. I like that bit. Yeah, just stepping that, right? It's just an extra detail that I personally enjoy so much and I can really appreciate it. Oh, now I have to go back and look at that. I didn't really pay attention on the chapter. Yeah, you should. It's so fun. They were so fun. It's, yeah. The little snowman. I liked it. The chapter with the rain on the roof. So that is true. I do think overall. Oh, is that the book where the movie is made of? The movie is also called Beautiful Creatures. That is intriguing to me. I'm sorry, Stephanie, I forgot. I just finished the second Stephfather Christmas as well. Oh, Alina. I kind of want to know, but also I don't want to know. Because I am hyped to read the second. And I know Judith has said that she would like to read it next year. And also Josephine is going to read it next year. I am also. I do think that is going to be my Advent book for next year as well. I enjoyed this so much. Is it the second as enjoyable, Alina? This was a cute book, but I won't be reading a chapter a day with the next one. That didn't work for me. Yeah, I can imagine. Yeah. Don't worry. You can just, read whatever you want. Yes, with the witches. Yeah. Interesting, that one. That's interesting. I forgot my structure. I should. I wrote it down somewhere. The question is it this book and can I find it? I always forget the structure that I would like to try and talk about these books, keep it somewhat. But no. I'm just not a structured person. That's the problem. Oh, no, here we got it. Atmospheres first, then characters, then plot, and then spoilers. That is the order I would like to hold on to. I want to read Stephfather Christmas 2 next year. Yeah, I enjoyed it. Oh, the second one is also super cute. Definitely recommend. Yeah. And we made the picks for next year. And I was kind of sad that there wasn't an Advent book in it because, again, I enjoyed this process so much with you all. So maybe we could make the second one or Advent book next year. And we're just adding that one to the list. Also happy for the next year's Christmas then already to read it again. Yeah, that would be great. So atmosphere-wise in this book, what did you all think? What we're thinking? I liked it, but to be honest, I don't think it's as well done as L.D. Lapinski, their other books. If I would compare this book to the Artisans they wrote, or The Strange Case, Travel Society, that's not a title. Oh, I've said it 1,000 times. Is it A Strange Case, Travel Agency? I don't know. But those books, I honestly think they're even better. This one was definitely younger, Stephanie. Yeah. Definitely younger than their other books. So but I still really enjoyed it. I do think it's cute. You get to see the family dynamic. And I love the weird, silly things because I think this is a very silly book. And I mean that in the best possible way. I love silly books. So I enjoy the silly atmosphere. I agree. I think the atmosphere didn't come across as strongly. No, I do think their other books are really good at that, but I'm not sure if that is my opinion because the other books are also fantasy and I vibe way better with fantasy than I do with contemporary, like this book was. Although obviously there is still a fantasy element if we're talking about, maybe having a magical stuff that is Father Christmas and he's magical. But it's I would say this is contemporary. It was my first L.D. Lipinski, so I don't know. Strange was something. Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. If this is your first L.D. Lipinski book, I don't think you got a good impression of their writing. Because those other books and series, they were all 5 stars without a doubt. And I feel they're very strongly written. And the thing I like most about these books is the atmosphere and the world building. So I haven't read all of L.D. Lipinski books, but I also enjoyed The Artisans and Jamie more than this one. Yeah, I haven't read Jamie yet. That is the one I need to read still, but that's also contemporary, and that's why that one's left. Basically. It helped me through the tragic drama of the holidays that I had with my... Yeah, I get that. But it was a fun Christmas. Absolutely. I love this. It's a very festive book. I love that it was set up as an advent. I, again, did absolutely love all the silly things that are happening. I do love the dynamics. I do really like, but that's more characters, but the interaction between the characters I very much enjoyed. And that does set a bit of atmosphere for me. Like if they're all bullying each other, that's a very different atmosphere than, they're all being cute and cozy. I didn't love it, but close. I love that Nick was trying to hit his identity, but doing such a bad job of it. I love the boys being protective of their mom, and the flying llama was brilliant. Yeah, there were definitely brilliant moments in this, but I would say without a doubt that the Strange World Travel Agency is brilliant all over, without a doubt. It's quite young, but I think they did a really good job of creating the magic atmosphere of Christmas. Absolutely. Yeah, I do think that. I love the ladder at the end, guys. The glittery ladder pulled out of his pocket. It made me laugh so hard. It made me feel very happy in a childlike kind of way. And that was my feeling in general this year's Christmas. So I loved that so much. And this book fit right into that. Is true. This book would definitely fit in that vibe. And I do think this book transports you back to Christmas as a kid. And that's a huge part of it. Why it's nice. I've just started Artisans and I'm loving that one. I could not read a chapter a day. I buddy read it with Elena. We did have set chapters a day. And I basically read it in 2 days because I could not stop. I really tried day 1 and then I failed day 2. It was hard. I don't know if I would have enjoyed it without you reading it along with all. Yeah. But if it helped increase the Christmas spirit, for that I really like. That I get, yeah. I do think that experience with us talking about all the silly things every single day, that is definitely a highlight for me too. I love the family dynamic. This is my first book by them. Yeah. I don't think it gives a good look in their fantasy books, and I would highly recommend you check those out as well. They're a bit of a higher age range. I think why the atmosphere doesn't seem as strong is because it's for a younger age group, and also because we have read it over 25 days. Yeah, that could definitely be it, Elena. I think for me, it's because of the younger age group and contemporary. I always find atmosphere in contemporary books less than in fantasy because a lot of the world building gives me atmosphere. And since I'm used to this world, it doesn't give as much atmosphere. But then it was very Christmassy, so I love that. The Strange World books were stronger in my eyes too. Yeah, I try not to be, I try to be objective, but oh boy, do I love those books. Also, if you like Strange World Travel Agency, Artisans, it's great. I have the Strange World books in the TBR mountains, so it's gonna happen sooner or later. I would definitely put those on top of the mountain. I would say Jamie is perhaps even younger than this one, but I still loved it because of the story it tells. It made me cry. Oh, I love that. I do really want to read Jamie because I do love this author. Aldi Lapinski can do no wrong to me. I really enjoy their books. So this chat is telling me to get Strange World's book. Yes, Stephanie. I am telling you it is very necessary to get those books. They're really, really good. If you love Portal Fantasies, magical worlds, that this is a book for you. Character-wise, Will is my absolute favorite. I loved him. But I do love myself, a bit of a moody teenager. And he could be so moody, but then he was so cute with Harper and so cute about defending his mom. And I really, really enjoyed his sassiness. So I just love Will. I love all the characters were good to me. There is not a character I hated. But Will made the book for me. All the moments, like most of the moments I laughed about was because of Will. And then, Nick pulling out the glittery letter out of his jacket pocket because he just grabbed that before the poster arrived at home. That was great. That made me laugh so hard. And I love the moment between Nick and the mom when she was really upset. And she was like, it's fine if you don't make it, but don't make a promise you can't keep. And I love that bit too. I do think it's very... I think it had great relationships in it. Like with Nick and the mom, but also with Will and his friends. And then, Will and Harper and mom. I really enjoyed it for the relationship. I think the characters pulled this book for me. I think that's the part I love most about this book, the characters. But you already put Heartless on top of the mountain. You cannot put more on. I can. Like, it's a top, right? That's... See? This already fits more books. So, Heartless, first, you're gonna read that one. Then your heart is broken. And you need a cutesy, middle grade fantasy. And that's when you pick up the Strange World Travel Agency. Because it will heal you. I find it so funny that you call this a contemporary. I know what you mean. I said in Orwell, but there's so much magic in the end. In my eyes, that's very much a cozy fantasy. Yeah, I get it. I get it, Natalie. It feels a bit wrong to call it a contemporary as well, but it also feels wrong to me to call it a fantasy. And I don't like the term magical realism. So I understand. And I honestly agree with you too. But it's weird in my head. I added to my ever-growing middle grade list. Yeah, but you can never have a middle grade list that is too big. I actually started chapter 1 of Heartlands. Do you like it? Do you like it? It's so cute in the beginning. It has baking in it. Nick and the mother relationship, right? I absolutely love that. I think this is a great example of how you should have a relationship. I think it's very respectful to all of them. Could very much relate to Will on the relationship with the mom and Harper and their whole family. Yeah, it's so cute. I love the journey of Harper, accepting that the family is growing and that the change is not necessarily a bad thing. Yeah, that I love that too. I think there is so much love between the characters in this book, so much respect, and then so much character growth. And they're all allowed to do it in their own terms, on their own speed, and that's what I really loved in this book. This book sort of made me miss how my family was when I was a youngling and we used to hang out together. Yeah, can be, Stephanie, that is the picture we have, but it was not actually that healthy. That, at least that is what I have experienced. So then it's less painful to to miss. It is a contemporary fantasy. Yeah, that's the good word, Larissa. That's how we're gonna call it. I like the first chapter so far. Good. I just had this book as holiday magic middle grade. Yeah, it's a festive book. All festive books have a bit of magic because Santa is magic. In a Christmas story, magic is allowed in all kind of ways. Yeah, it needs it a bit, right? Plot-wise, I do think this was for a younger audience, so it was very see-through. That didn't mean I did not enjoy it. Absolutely not. I loved it. And I loved that, we knew where it was going. But to me, it was still enjoyable to see how we got there and how Harper got there. And then we do have the whole side plot with Will going on, making us think like, what's happening there? And we're not getting to see a lot of it. And then at the end we did, which I loved. I love the twist. And I was kind of waiting for that part to be there because it is always in an L.D. Lipinski book. That's what they're known for. And that's what they're good at. And Christmas elves, hello. Yes, Yucats. We also want the Yucats. There was no Yucat in this. Stephanie, -1 point. -1 point for Stephfather Christmas for leaving out the Yucat. No, I loved him. The plot was. I do think the characters were the best part in this book. I don't think it was the plot. I did enjoy it very much. And I loved how we got there. That was great. I loved Harper's wish at the end. It was so cute. So I just like the baking vibes. But that's more atmosphere. I do think, if I would put it like that characters were the first part of me that, loved this book, then I would put atmosphere. Because of the baking, because of the silliness, like the llama, like the reindeer, like the glittery envelope, and then plot-wise. I think so. The llama was the best part. I could envision it hopping through the air. Yeah, right? I do wish we got a more elaborate opinion of the llama afterwards. Like, I would really want, to see a part where Nick is asked him if he enjoyed it or not, and then, his review, basically. I would love to see that. I just meant that during the holidays, I watched the Christmas Chronicles 1 and 2. And 2 had a huge Yuka. Yeah. I get why it was written that way, and the young audience, it works well. But I personally would have preferred Nick to be the actual Santa and showing that magic can happen without actual magic. Yeah, that. would have been a great plot twist. If that would have happened, the plot was probably gonna be my favorite part. I would have loved that. But I do think that is because of the age group, like you said. All the love for the llama. We love llamas. The llama shows up in book 2 as well. Main character energy. Oh my god. The llama is gonna kill that. Let me say in the next year in the live show that the llama is my favorite character. I predict it now. I would, yes, with the llama, I want to do it again. Would have been interesting. Yeah. Alina, as it should. That's great. So I do guess he was it. Well, I don't know what the llama was, but I think the llama wants to do it again if they're in the second book too. Step over, the llama just entered the building. Yeah. And we have, a very sassy, lovable animal character. I will pick that over a human every day. So that might be happening. I would absolutely want to read the sequel. No doubts about it. Rating wise, that is a harder one for me. I would like to say 4, but I do think it is 4 because of the experience with you guys. I think if I read this alone, not a chapter every day where we could talk about, it would be a 3-star, which is still a good book and still very much enjoyable. A 4 for me is above average. So I think realistically, it's a 3, but I enjoyed it as a 4 because of you all. Love the llama. It's on the magic now. Yeah. Once you get into the magic, you can take the llama out of the magic, but you can't take the magic out of the llama, can you? That's clever. Roof the brain here fly now. Yeah. And with that, let's go into spoilers. So if you have not finished the book, thank you for being here. Better for you to switch out if you still want to read it on your own without spoilers. Because we will be talking about spoilers in that we will be naming stuff. We will be saying how it ends. I will definitely... we were gonna go over everything. So if there is anything you don't want to be spoiled, this is your time to head out and come back later when you have finished the book, and then you can see all our opinions and talk salt about us in the comments. But for now, I'll see you next time. And let's give me all the spoilers, people. Let's come in. It's definitely better share. Yeah, I loved it for the fact that we shared it every day. Also the baking vibes. This is definitely the book why I bought the cookie cookbook. Why I want to, keep this, I just want to bake cookies now, and this, I blame LD Lapinski for it. Once again, I thought we were already in spoiler a bit. I keep messing up. It's fine, Natalie. It's fine. I don't think we'll spoil anything too bad. So about real bad spoilers, how about Will saving his best friend from a car crash? That was a heavy moment. I was really shocked by it. I did not see that coming in such a silly, festive, young middle grade book. And I really, really appreciated it. And then his puzzle cube being broken. I'm so sad about it. I felt terrible for him. Yeah, it just felt agenda pushed toward the door from Denise. But this time I was, nope, I actually read it. You got this, Stephanie. You got this. Yeah, I just don't want people to be spoiled about important stuff. Like, the kids shrinking in the other book. That was Will's a hero, right? But it was so intense. And I did not see that coming. Intense is the good way to describe it too. Will's such a good boy. Yeah, but also being a bit moody. not wanting to share everything with his, little sister, because then apparently she's little all of a sudden. And also not wanting to share with his parents, but still trying to be nice and not be moody. I loved it. And I was really waiting on the LGBTI plus angle, because I think LD Lipinski does that so well. So it was really fun to see to me that, or it was fun that Will and his best friend had a fight because Will told him his feelings. That is obviously not fun. But I love that that element was still there. And I love that they could just, at the end, speak about it and say, like, it's fine if you don't want to be my boyfriend. We can still be friends. And I do think that is very recognizable for people in that community, because I do think, it is harder to open your feelings because you're never sure about the sexuality. Like, I'm a hateful person, and most people are that way. So it is easy for me, to assume a male likes females. And if it doesn't happen that way, it's not common. So I don't have to be careful about it. So I do think it is good for a child to read that that happens to people, and that you can still be friends, and that, it can be all right after that. Most kids that age probably wouldn't even act to have his ex-friend like that. No, I think it was really, an instinct of him to get his friend out. And I'm just so glad they didn't get hurt, because I was really afraid of that. And it shows how caring Will is, because Henry had been ignoring him, but he saved him in ways. Yeah. And also, Henry was, ignoring him and all, and Will was really patient with that. And he was like, yeah, he just needs to find his way in this new situation we're at. And I'm just gonna give him his space to find that, and I'm not gonna push him. And you really saw that at the end of The Wish, when even Harper and his mom were asking, like, don't you want to be friends with Henry? And he was like, yeah, I want you, but I want Henry to be friends for me, because of me, and not because of a magic wish. And I thought that was such a strong move that really shows his strong character. So I really enjoyed that. How much Will cares about his friend to do that, to put himself in danger. Yeah. In my opinion, Will's story fell a bit short. It didn't get the room it needed. I do see that. Yeah. I would have liked to see more of it too. So I get that. I think they wanted to put that too much in such a short book. I love Will, but it wasn't executed deeply enough for me though. Yeah, I get that, Natalie. I would have loved to seen more of it. And I do think in LD Lipinski's books there is normally more of it. But I was just glad that it was still there. What were the puzzle cubes? I was thinking Rubik's cubes, but those are still me. That is also what I was thinking. So which year were the puzzle cubes made? He says that somewhere. It's obviously not easy to find what I need all of a sudden, because I kind of want to Google it now. I almost had a heart attack thinking about maybe Will got hurt by pushing Henry out. But yeah, I was like, oh my god, kid is gonna, end up in the hospital. I'm looking them up and didn't find anything that bothered me throughout the whole book. Yeah, I saw the discussion. I was like, I am not going to go into this, because if I can't find it, I will get hung up on it. I don't want to. I think they're similar to Rubik's Cube, but made up. It's said that the case got broken, so they must be different because Rubik's Cubes don't have a case. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, shall I do the thing in Google? Puzzle cube with case. There is a 3x3 smart cube that looks like Rubik's cube, but then it's half of it in height wise. But could be right. It could be just a made up thing. In that case, like if they made up playing card games or tarot cards of some sort, or like this Rubik cubes, I always wish that the publisher would bring them out so we can buy the cubes or the cards or whatever. Didn't look it up, just assume it's made up, but it resembles Rubik. Yeah, I do think that's the case. Yeah, that's Google says them. Also, you have those Chichen case cube. It's a Kubilo Lufang, and it's longer, and the puzzle also goes diagonal instead of horizontal and vertical. That could also be Oh, this looks. Let me see if I can put it up for you. This looks intricate. So if Will was doing this, he's a smart cookie because it looks hard. This one. Like, that looks hard, right? If he can do those, that's genius. How do people feel those? See, I don't like when the thing is such a big part in a book and then it's made up. Why not pick something that actually exists? I get it. And normally I would say, it's just a fantasy world, so there are made up things in it, but this didn't feel like, it was in our world. So it felt like the cube could exist. I posted what I found a little thing. This looks intricate though. I don't know, when they were made or something, but it just looks interesting. Look, they have so many. This is the... Oh, I pressed something terrible. This was the first thing I found. You can't see it, can you? Yeah, the thing on top there. That was the first thing I found. It's basically a Rubik's Cube, but half of it. That doesn't seem that hard. The others seem harder. It looks difficult, right? I've never been able to do Rubik's cubes. I used to peel the stickers off and swap them around. No. There's actually a trick to them, and it's a special. One of my clients showed me, but I obviously forgot. But he could do it really fast because it is basically the same rhythm, doing the same movements over and over and over, and then they're all in order. A game genie, but for Rubik's. Yeah. Yeah. Rubik's, if you know the trick, it's not that hard. Apparently. I have been told. And honestly, when the guy told me how to do it, I could do it. I'm just impatient. I'm too impatient to do it. So I do. It is the same movement over and over. So that is how you can learn it to do it really fast because it's the same movement, just like with knitting. My brain would go off. Yeah. Goo goo goo. It's terrible. I just don't have the patience for stuff like that. So I do think it's right. I do think it's a made up cube, unfortunately. But you said it is a big part of the story, and I would love to see how the cube works because when they said the casing broke, I did ask myself, like, but the casing is normally something that goes around the cube to protect it. So why is the cube broken? But then they also said the gears were off and stuff like that. So that makes sense to me. And I love the part where, Will and Harper were like, if he hurts my mom, I'm gonna go, I'm putting pudding in his boots. I was like, yeah, that's the ultimate revenge. You guys are all going badass over pudding in some wellies. I was like, yeah, you could have done worse, probably. But that made it really funny to me. You never learned the movements and could solve it. Probably still can. It's just memorizing which movement in which situation. So yeah, someone should contact the authors and ask her about the puzzle. It's there. They use the them pronouns. Um, yeah, I'm not sure if they have time to answer those kind of questions, but I would like to know. I would like to know what the how does it look? How does the puzzle cube looks? I would like to know. I think that is the most asked question of this book. How does the cube looks? Sorry, yeah, can happen. Can happen, Stephanie. That's why I talking slower now because I really try to memorize to say they or them or their. But it's not automatic to me yet, so I get it. I have to think about it too. At least ever trying that, and that is respectful. So I love the Easter egg of strange old Nick's taking them to the town in the sleigh. Yes, yes, I love it. I love when authors do that to their books to connect them a tiny bit. I did really enjoy that. Yeah. Oh, I still read the town. Yeah. It's one of those books. You will see a lot of worlds in the Strange World books. That's why I love them so much, because they're all very magical. I think it wouldn't have bothered me if the cube was described better again, because it came up so often in the story. Yeah, we all now want to know. We were questioning it. Wait, I missed that? Yeah. Yeah. Also, I've read the little book they brought out for Book World Day. That was really cute. But apparently, there is also a Christmas special from the Strange World travel agency, and that I still need to read. I believe so. I'm not sure. Yeah. I enjoyed it. It was I think I'm gonna give it a 4 star because I enjoyed it as a 4 star. Even though that was kind of the experience. The book made that experience work. So I feel it's fair. And I love the baking in it. The gingerbread house. Who else? Yeah, it is only available as an ebook. That is true. And I can't remember if I've read it last year on my ebook because I haven't touched my e-reader in a long while. That's why I'm unsure. Yeah. Who else has this experience of building a gingerbread house and then it collapsing on you? I felt so sorry for them. But they handled it gracefully. I might have sent them an email about the puzzle cube. Oh, if you hear anything, we would love to know. I've got to go. Have a great evening, everyone. Bye, Lena. Good night, Alina. Elena. Yeah, I think that's it for me. I think that's all I can say about the book. Obviously, Will, with the reindeer on the roof, just sitting there in a chair, eating a sandwich, and like seeing the chaos unfold. That would have been me. I love that. Bye, Elena. Again, you'll be back. I'll let y'all know. Yeah, please. Bye, Elena. Bye again. Yeah, I think that's all. I would have sit there with Will, enjoy his sassiness, seeing the chaos unfold. We all enjoyed the silliness and holy magic. Yeah, I did. I really did. I don't feel comfortable speaking for all of you, but yeah, I do agree with that statement, Stephanie. I think I gave it a 4 or 5 star. Yeah, that's good. It was just so enjoyable to read with you all. I will forever remember this book because of the experience. It has been a day. I'm already so tired. It's not that late. It's actually not because of today. It's because 2 days ago I tried driving again to get my cookbook. And that was not a smart thing to do. So I obviously got more pain. It wasn't even a far, like, I wasn't driving far. That's why I tried it. And I only needed to go into 2 shops. Both knew exactly what I needed to get from there, where that section was, so I haven't been alone. It just, I did not like driving. My brain didn't get that much stimulation this year, so it was quite overstimulated. So I have been tired ever since because of the pain and overstimulation. Larissa gave it a 3 out of 5. Fair enough. Fair enough. Thanks for hosting. Definitely would have read this without you, but it was, yeah. I get that too. I'm glad I bought a Kobe Live to buy it to read it. Yeah. Thank you, no problem. I'm back. No, I have to go in 5 minutes. Welcome back. It's giving it 5 star, even though it's not technically good enough, but I love it so much and it makes me feel like a kid again. Then it's good enough. Honestly, I don't really care if the rating, what writing qualifies for 5 star. If I love the book and it's one of my favorites, it's 5 stars. No matter what people have to say about the writing, the plot holes, the whatever flaws they can find. If it is one of my favorites, it's 5 stars. So if this is one of your favorites, it qualifies. And it's, absolutely good enough to be a 5 stars. Oh no, you're obviously feel bit. Yeah, I did. And honestly, I had seen this coming. I knew there was a high chance I would have to pay for it. And I did. But it was still worth it because I finally did something on myself. It's hard to always be reliant on other people, so it was good for me to go out by myself and truly, feel again that is not a smart decision to make and that I am not trying to be, I need other people. I'm not trying to do that, but I truly do need people to drive me. So it was good too. feel that again. A 4 star for me. That's really good. Okay, that's really good. Also for me. Yeah. I enjoyed it so much. I'm a bit sad I still haven't had time to bake gingerbread cookies because the books want me to bake some cookies. Next year is going to be the year of cookies. It has to be done. I mean, it made me want to keep reading and feel fussy feeling so high star. Yeah, that, that was it for me too. And like every time, especially in the beginning and the end of chapters, I was less. But in the beginning chapters, every time I read that, I needed a homemade cookie or a hot chocolate, or it always made me feel cozy and wanted to cozy up with a nice snack or a nice beverage or something cute. And I think all the middle grades I read this season, they were all festive. And they kind of ruined Christmas movies for me. Because there wasn't a Christmas movie that was this wholesome as the middle grade books I've read. And I just wanted this wholesomeness. I want all the let me bake with hot chocolate kind of vibes. All cute and cozy. So I had a great, cozy, middle grade month. And I haven't read them a lot other than that this month. Still need to put them in Goodreads. We'll do that after this live show because otherwise I forget again. I want those stats to be in my end of the year's thing. So I think this is it for tonight. Thank you all for being here. Thank you so much for joining me in this book club, making me start a middle grade book club. It was all because of you, and I loved every single second of it. So thank you so much. We will be continuing in 2025. January is the first book, and it will be Foxheart. It is available on basically every Audible service. I found it on Storytel, Everend, BookBeat, and how's the Amazon one called? Audible, I believe. I have linked everywhere I could find it in the description of that specific channel, so you guys can find it as well. If you need a link, tag me. I will see if I can provide you a link. Get ready to read Foxheart and the Worst Witch. Yeah, I'm not ordering the Worst Witch just yet because I want to order all my most anticipated releases of last year that I did not buy any of it. And I feel like I have to rectify that. And I want to read them because this month really made me realize I'm missing middle grade and I want to read those. So thanks for hosting. If you don't chat before, Happy New Year. That's a good one, Kate. If I don't see you all anywhere on the internet before that, have a Happy New Year. I hope that in 2025, at least one of your wishes, you make them come true. I hope that. Thanks so much for live streaming this book club. No problem. Happy New Year and love you all. Bye, nerds. See you in the next one.